already streamed that first couple seconds because it does that usually.
It's like right. Yeah.
We're live now. We're live right this moment. What's going on, D-Vags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the dtalks podcast, episode 225 to be exact. I'm your host, Darren Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing because we've got a whole lot of that going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us here in the live chat like you're going to do tonight. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Helps us out a ton. We've also got the Patreon there if you want, down in the description if you want to support the channel even more. And there's a bunch of other ways to get in touch with me. So if you got questions, concerns, want somebody that you know to be on the podcast, or you want to tell me how wrong I am for trying to pluck a eyelash right at the beginning of an episode, you can tell me that. Everything okay over there? Everything good?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you freaked me out a little bit. But with all that good stuff out of the way, before we can get into the episode, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about your grooming because you're doing it wrong. Okay, we've all been there before. You know, maybe it's date night, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you're going on a special trip and you're going to be wearing a Speedo for a majority of that trip. And, you know, you realize that you haven't trimmed the hedges in quite a while. And so what do? You reach for that cheap Blue Light Special Kmart razor you got however many years ago, and you start hacking at things you shouldn't be hacking at. It's dangerous, dude. It's not safe. You could hurt yourself, or worse. I don't know what would be worse than that, but it could happen, right? So you would do bad things, and you don't got to do that anymore. You got to go nuts. Go Nuts, which going right here. Go Nuts is a revolutionary, first of its kind, patented designed razor that is designed to not leave you with any rashes or gashes. No cuts and nicks. It's not like anything else on the market. It's like I said, it's patented. So quit playing yourself with these other products that swear that they're going to protect you, but then they leave you with the same cuts and nicks because they use the same technology as everything else. So what are you waiting for, dude? Go to thegonuts.com and you can put in an order. I believe they're on back order right now, but you can actually save some money, dude. You can use code Rita47. It's on the screen right now. And you can save some money. So if you be trimming up stuff down there, anybody, you can save some money, and you can use code Rita47 to do so. That's thegonuts.com. Check them out. Appreciate them for sponsoring the episode. Now, that good stuff out of the way, you saw the thumbnail. Maybe you're a Swiftie, maybe you're not. We got some stuff to get into, dude. We got some stuff to get into today. Taylor Swift, has been, I mean, she's never not been extremely popular, but I feel like in the last couple of months here, it's been getting crazy. It's been getting real crazy because now she's got NFL fans tapped in as well. She was already, I saw some people saying that maybe she was bigger than the NFL, and I think maybe there was a little bit of a rivalry going on there, but now they've joined forces as she's dating tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs. And you guys know me, I don't really follow sports a whole lot anymore. But I've been tapped into this a little bit, and I've been seeing that she's been at a lot of the games. They're saying she's their good luck charm. You see the videos of her getting lit with his family and stuff in the press or the press booth or whatever, the top of the stadium. And apparently this week there's a controversy because, like I mentioned, she's dating somebody that plays on the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce, I believe is his name, right? NFL dudes are going to be pissed that I don't know who that is, but I know who Taylor Swift is. And I kind of know who he is. I've been seeing his commercials and stuff recently, but I'm sorry. I just don't follow the league that much anymore. So she was at the game like she usually is, and apparently because it's the Chiefs, their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, who's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, is what I've been told. I think he has won a Super Bowl maybe. His brother apparently is like a social media influencer of sorts and not really a stand-up guy, I guess. Just so you guys get a picture, he apparently he is alleged multiple crimes right now, and I believe has even been in court for some of these that are, and a trigger warning, that are like sexual battery, like SA charges. So I don't think he's like fully convicted of anything as far as I'm aware of, but he has been accused of it and he is due in court. And so people, a lot of Swifties and a lot of non-Swifties are kind of upset that Taylor was in the same box as this dude. And when I read that, I was like, that's kind of whack, dude. Like she probably didn't get to pick the box she's in. You know, she just gets a VIP box and that's what it is. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's VIP, so maybe there is stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat in the background. He's pissed today. I don't know what's going on with him. He's pissed. He's probably as mad as Twitter was at Taylor Swift. But so apparently she's in the room with this guy, and there's videos of her celebrating when they're scoring, and she's like kind of not very much. The videos I saw, it didn't look like she was like snuggling on this guy or like getting excited with him specifically, but she's getting excited with what I apparently guess is like someone who is either dating him or is affiliated with him. So she was hanging out with him. You know, it's kind of like you're at a party with, maybe there's some people you don't like and the rest of the people you're friends with. It seemed like she was friends with pretty much everybody else in there. Maybe not specifically this guy, but she wasn't also going out of her way to like distance herself. So people are mad about it, dude. I think it's silly. I think it obviously this dude is a weirdo, and if he did this shit that he's accused of, he's a piece of shit. But I hate to do it, but I gotta side with T Swift, bro. I don't know what she could have done. You know, like what is she supposed to like cause a scene with this dude? How is she supposed to be aware of some not even D-list internet celebrity? Because you gotta think there's regular celebrities, right? A, B, C, and D. And so on. And then there's internet A, B, C, and D. Because the internet A is probably like a real life celebrity C, maybe. Something like that. So you do the math, dude. I don't know. What does that make dtalks? We got to be like a X, you know? Or maybe we're like a W, internet celebrity. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. But yeah, so apparently that's been going on, and people have been really, really mad at her for it, I guess, in the last couple of days. Again, I don't really follow the league that much anymore, so that's when I see something, that's what I see, which is kind of funny. Oh, and two little, I guess before we get moving, my mom texted me right before we went live. She says, "Are you doing the podcast today?" This is at 6:11, which you guys know we usually start the show at 6. Last few weeks, it's been a couple minutes late every week. Just shit's been going on. Now my cat's getting locked in a different room because he's being a fucking asshole right now. My mom texts me, says, "Are you doing the podcast today?" I've been trying to find it for the last 10 minutes, and it's actually pissing me off. Yes, Mom, we're doing the show. So that's how I know I got at least one fan out there. At least one true fan. You know, I always am complaining that if I were to quit this show tomorrow, you know, that I don't know if anybody would hit me up and be like, "Hey, man, where's the podcast? You did it for 200 some weeks in a row. Where'd it go?" But my mom would. So that means something. I don't know. I'll text her back after the show. So, Mom, if you're watching, I got your text. I saw it. That's how you know we're down bad this week. We lost. We had a guest. I had a guest this week. And I guess canceled because just never responded today to showing up. So that's why we're here and now doing what we're doing. Netflix is in the title of this video as well. Netflix, who we all hate collectively now, I think. Okay, do you like Netflix?
I do, but
You like Netflix. McKenna says she does, but
I'm pissed off at it right now
she's mad at it right now. What are you mad at it for right now?
because we can't watch it.
Yeah, we can't watch it. We can't watch it because they stopped that. You can't share passwords anymore, even when it's your family. So streaming was supposed to be, you know, let's cut the cable. Let's cut cable out. You just pick what you want. You know, you just pay for what you want. Then what happened is now instead we got Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, whatever, all these different things, and they all specifically split the rights of different things, or they make their own shit because they don't want to pay for the rights of actually good movies and TV shows, so they just make their own shitty things. And you end up, if you have all these things, you know, it's 12 or something for HBO Max, and you got another, now it's, what is it, 15 or 16 for Netflix. Disney, I just got a notification today from my bank account that said, looks like your Disney Plus charge is going to be $20 this month. It went up. And I'm like, where was Disney going to tell me? Why my bank, my sleazy ass bank is going to tell me? Which, I mean, shout out to them for doing that. Because they've messed me up a couple other times. But, dude, that's crazy. So you add up all these things, HBO, Hulu, Netflix. Let's say you do, what's another one of these? Peacock, Prime. Dude, I mean, that's $80 right there. You know, what was cable? 100? Yeah, you know, it's like I don't know. I never paid for cable because it was just not really that. It wasn't a thing by the time I got my own place. So, just whack, dude. So all these places kind of suck. We're kind of mad at them right now, especially Netflix. And so they stopped the password sharing shit, which before, that's what I was kind of getting to. Before, let's say, so it's $80 for all these different streamers, right? At least we could do like, oh, my mom gets 2 of them. I get a couple of them. My sister gets one. This person gets one. It's like we all get one and we share. That's worth it. We all pour, dude. Money, the value of the dollar is going down. And somehow Netflix and Disney Plus is going up. How does that make sense, bro? Disney ain't dropped. Last time I checked, Disney has not dropped another Infinity War. I'm not seeing another Endgame. I haven't even watched. We're not even up to date. I'm a big Marvel nerd. I hadn't even finished Secret Wars, and I'm not even caught up on Loki right now. So it's like, it's crazy. You don't gotta get out the cat. Just let him chill. Let him chill. If he meow, you guys okay with if he meows? If he meows, it's okay. Okay, they said it's good, so we're fine. Yana said she sent my mom the link. There we go. But yeah, so you split it up so that it would be worth it. And now it's you can't do that because Netflix doesn't want to allow you to do that. So Netflix now you can't unless you're in the same household. It's locating you using, you know, satellite. Crazy shit, bro. Government technology so that we can't watch some terrible sitcom that you get to pick the outcome of, which is a real thing you can do. Not a sitcom, it's a rom-com. So yeah, it's just crazy. But so Netflix just announced recently, I guess within the last week or so, that they are looking to open up their own brick and mortar stores. So the place that got rid of, as McKenna walks past with the cat, this company that got rid of brick and mortar DVD and movie rentals is wanting to put their own in. But they're not, here's the catch though, they're not trying to do a rental place. Apparently it's just going to be a hangout spot that people can eat, drink, and watch movies and TV at, I guess. What does that sound like? It sounds like a movie theater. But I don't know. So there is a Ariana says, give the cat a mic. So we're going to look at kind of a little bit of what they say here. Netflix, this is from Bloomberg. Netflix plans to open stores where fans can play, shop, and eat in 2025. And yeah, so they even want to try potentially do, it's going to be like a themed restaurant almost, and they want to even try having Squid Games obstacle courses and other silly things. So I mean, good for them, bro, but I don't know if I'm pulling up to I mean, I'd probably do it for the lulz, like do it once to try, maybe for a video, go to a Netflix hangout place. But I got to say, it's just kind of interesting that like they think we're going to pull up for that shit. When I can't even watch Netflix. I haven't watched Netflix in months now because I got kicked off my family Netflix, which is wild. Like, I'm only going to accept this store if they put Netflix back down to $8, bro. Or like, can I get in for free or get like a free appetizer if I already pay for my Netflix subscription? Because how the hell am I supposed to justify now, if I'm paying for Netflix already, justify going to a Netflix place to watch their shitty content and then pay them to give me fucking shitty ass onion rings, bro. Applebee's ass onion rings. And I love Applebee's. I do love Applebee's, so no disrespect. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Because I'm already paying the fucking whatever a month if I was paying it, you know? So I don't know. I'd be hating on Netflix right now. Been really hating on Netflix. Life's been crazy, though. My cat's been crazy. He's purring really loud right now. I mean, this is the most times he's ever been dropped on a podcast that I've ever talked about him. But he's out here. He's out here. I've been trying to balance business and my passions a lot lately, and it's been weird, dude. It's been hard because I'm at this place now where I have my own business, you know, my own company, and for the longest time I was doing okay. Like we were just not making enough money where it was like a feasible option for me to do that full time. And within the last like half of a year, it's slowly been happening where like that's a reality now. But I'm at this tough in between stage where like I'm making enough to like I could maybe barely get by, but I still have to work another job, you know, a couple days a week to make sure I'm okay and I feel good about shit. And it's just tough because I'm in this like I either got to like triple down on the business and like lock in a few more things so that like that will be secure, and then I could like step away from the other job, or I got to lean into the job a little bit more and take a little bit off the business. Because dude, I'm right now I'm doing too much. I'm working this job, I'm doing my business, and I don't got any time to finish up all these creative works I have, which technically still fall under the business. They're usually not as immediate of a return on investment, but it's like it's so difficult. Like I'm trying to finish these songs that I'm working on. I'm trying to start up some new series for the YouTube channel and stay up on clips and all these other things. But it's like, dude, if this is what's paying the bills, I got bills to pay, so I got to go do that. And it's the same thing with my business and with the other jobs. So it's been tough, man. It has been tough doing that. Trying to figure it out, dude. Trying to figure it out. I will say it's interesting. It's an interesting problem to have, and I'm grateful to have that, I guess. I'm grateful for this too. I want to say I was in a shit mood like the last hour before the podcast, and just like once we start rolling, maybe that's a little psychotic, but I just feel better. I feel better, and I'm really grateful that I get to do this. So even when people cancel on us kind of whack like they did today by just not responding, I'm just grateful that I got this thing that we can do every week, and I can, you know, at the very least use this as a journal entry, I guess. So hopefully it's a little bit better than that for you guys, so it's not just that. I think you should pay for 4 devices so they shouldn't have to be in the same house. They offer that. Netflix offers that now, and you just have to pay more. Yeah, so it's not fun. So we got thoughts on Applebee's $1 margaritas. That sounds dangerous. I can't imagine what kind of booze they're putting in there. You know, they do endless boneless wings at Applebee's now past a certain time, and I went to try it, and I did get sick after. But it was good though. Just it was hilarious. Like you get like, let's say I think maybe it was like 8 wings, like 7 or 8 little boneless wings, and after you finish those, and it comes with like a little side of fries, and then if you like get another one, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do another one. They bring you back another plate, and it's like 6 wings now, with even more like the fries fill up the whole plate, and then you do it I got 3 plates because I'm fat, okay, and this third plate comes out, and I swear to God, it was 4 wings, and the rest of the plate was fries. And I'm like, are you guys trying to just get rid of fries? Like, what's going on here? So it was, and you know, it's their Applebee's boneless wings, so it wasn't that great, but it's fun. I love Applebee's. It's super American. We should all celebrate Applebee's every day of the week. Now, kind of getting aside from that though, aside from the business shit and trying to balance that with passions and everything, I've been meeting a lot of people lately, dude. Not meeting a lot of people, I should say, like getting to know people a little bit more. Because it's different. It's 2 different things. Meeting people and like getting to know people is different. Meeting people is obviously step 1, but like when you start getting to know more people, you kind of realize how jacked up you are, or not jacked up, but you realize like some of the weird stuff about yourself, you know, when everybody's like at arm's length, you know, like you just like know people, like you just met somebody at a bar, or you met somebody at work, or you met somebody wherever, like you just know them and you kind of have a loose idea of what they might be about, and the same thing goes for them. They only know like the little bit of what you showed them, and then when you start like getting to know people, or you start like explaining some stuff to people, like deeper things, you realize kind of how silly a lot of the shit that maybe fills your mind or consumes your thoughts is. And not all of it, some of it's valid, but recently just been having some longer discussions with some people that I've been recently getting to know a little bit better, and like even like petty beefs and stuff, dude. Like you realize how dumb some of the stuff is that like you're mad about, or that people have gotten mad about at you for. And dude, I've had that so much lately, where I just realized like, oh dude, I'm a bitter person. Like I mean, someone will have done something like slightly rude to me, and I can't, like, I still remember it. And maybe that's not a terrible thing, but it definitely, when you're starting to like gel with people that you do fuck with, and then like stuff comes up and they like bring somebody up and you're like, oh no, F that person, whatever, and they're like, why? And then you explain the story, and then their reaction is just kind of like, and you're like, oh yeah, that's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. I feel silly now, and I feel bitter, which is probably what I am, and a little petty. It's been weird. Next week we've got a huge podcast episode. Gonna have some homies over, dressed up, for the Halloween episode, which is usually honestly, if I can be honest with you guys for a second, I think the Halloween episode is usually, or at least the anticipation of my Halloween episode every year, is my favorite. I think we do a lot of other dope episodes. Next month, I'm trying to get an episode I'm really excited for you guys to see as well. But in general, Halloween's just fun because you get to look silly and everyone else looks silly, and you get to talk about some wild shit. We've got a phenomenal guest coming next week. She's a big Midwestern celebrity, Wisconsin celebrity specifically. I'm not going to spoil it. But she's very, very cool. And I've been following her for a while, so she's an interesting character, and I think she's got some really fun stuff to talk about on a podcast. But I got to figure out a costume, bro. You know, I like to dress up. I like to do something silly. Last year was Buzz Lightyear. The year before that, I think I was Jesus. The year before that, I was Fat Thor. I don't know what I was before that. Maybe Wayne's World or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But I like dressing up. It's fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. I think I've asked like the last like 8 people on this podcast what they're going to be for Halloween, because I've been thinking about it for that long, and I finally settled on that I'm going to be someone from Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to do it. I posted today on my Instagram, like within the last hour, 2 hours ago maybe, that hour ago, that I was like, who should I be? Asking people what they thought, and we got a couple responses here. Somebody said that I should go as Mr. Popo. And if you don't know who that is, that's probably good. I'll tell you. That's probably a good thing if you don't know who that is. Someone else said Vegeta, which I'm leaning towards maybe doing. And then I also got a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which the hair's not long enough, but it would be sick if there's a wig out there. I would do it. We just got past that part actually in the show. We're rewatching it right now. Great stuff there. But yeah, you should dress up next week. If you're sad and alone and you don't get to go do any cool Halloween parties, or you know you're too old to trick or treat, or you just want to be a part of something and dress up, have an excuse to dress up, next week, dog. Next week, October 30th, dress up for watching the podcast. Send me a picture or tag me in a post or something of you watching the show. We'll react to it on the show. We're also going to be having a bunch of different Halloween candy. Probably do a costume, not a contest, but I'll let you guys see everybody else's costumes and shit that's here and stuff. And it'll be fun. I'm really excited for that. Now, the last thing that I want to get to today before we end up wrapping is the last thing in the title, which is what do we got here? Before I get into it, Halloween is the best holiday. Halloween is the best holiday. Yeah. Did McKenna say that? No, McKenna did not say that. Hey mom, my mom is here. What's up? The last thing I wanted to get to today, which is in the title, is podcasting in general. And obviously, I mentioned briefly that we had somebody cancel today, which again, I don't really like to talk about a whole lot. At least I used to a lot more. I feel like when people canceled, I used to like spend the first 10 minutes crying about it. I'm trying to just not really care about it anymore. But it led me to think of something that might be useful as at least a clip at the bare minimum if I can't do anything else with it. But I wanted to give you guys today sort of the pros and cons of doing a live podcast, because people have been asking me a lot for advice on podcasting or wanting to start their own, or just kind of like they want to know about equipment, the logistics of actually like idea to recorded episode to edited episode to publishing that. So I'm not going to get into all that, but I'm just going to kind of give you the lowdown on this is what is great about doing a live podcast like we do here versus the parts that suck about it. So we'll just jump right away. Pro number one is editing. The editing, which obviously I still do a lot of editing, and editing is the worst part of my existence. But the editing is so much less when you do a live show because of people like McKenna and my homie Salvador and my brother who's helped sometimes, Patrick. All these people have helped behind the scenes before. We live edit the show, meaning they're worrying like, and sometimes it's not always like we don't get it perfect every time, because I've even done the clicking before. But basically, they're clipping, switching cameras for us. One hidden camera 1, camera 2, which right now today we don't have a camera 2 because there's nobody here. I didn't even set it up. And then they're doing our audio levels in real time, which usually they don't have to do a whole lot on that part, except for sometimes I'm talking way louder than my guest, just because I'm up on it like this, and sometimes people are a little nervous. So they do all that ahead of time. So when you do a live show, when you download, or if you fully record the whole episode while you're live, you don't have to go back and edit that. You don't have to go back and scene switch and then and do audio levels. Now, it also, the con of that same thing, so con number one is that shit's gonna go wrong. I don't know, I think it's Murphy's Law or Murph's Law, I don't know what it is, but it's like if it can happen, it will happen. And it's like levels do get jacked up. Sometimes cameras get messed up. Sometimes my cat headbutts a tripod. Those things are all going to be baked into that video because we burned that all together live. Basically, we're recording all this information all as one thing, and you can't go back and edit an individual piece, if that makes sense. So that's a downside of doing it live. Then a pro number two is, for me at least, that I feel like it's a little bit more exciting and a little bit more performative to do a live show. And I don't mean performative in the sense that like it's like fake or phony, but it does give me like a little bit more energy, like I talked about earlier in the show, where I was in a pretty bad mood, but I like know I have this thing. It's like my game. It's like the game day. Like you practice all week and you get to play in the game now. And so I think that it makes it feel like a little bit more of an event, I love doing, pre-recorded episodes when we have to do that to accommodate people's schedules. Like I don't mind doing it, but it is fun. It's to me at least, it's really fun to have like a set time and place where like this is game time, 6:00 Monday night. We're playing this game of dtalks. And it's just kind of fun. Maybe that's like the athlete in me, but I think that makes it gives me a different energy going into every episode. So something to consider if you're considering doing a live show. Now, con number two, I'd say, is what we had today, which is people canceling last second. And I gotta say it real quick because we've been having a ton of comedians on lately, all from the Milwaukee scene, which have been fantastic, super funny, super cool people. Comedians are solid, bro. I haven't had a comedian, at least as far as I can remember, maybe McKenna can correct me, I don't think a single comedian has canceled on the show. Not one has canceled on the show. And I can't say that for other genres of guests that we've had on. We've had a lot of musicians on that back out last minute, and sometimes you get people in different genres. This week, again, I'm not going to tell you who it was, but we did have a photographer bail out on us this week who just ghosted the show today, day of, which kind of sucked. But that's a con number 2, is that sometimes if people cancel and you have a set time and place that you're doing the show at, and you've curated your audience to expect things at 6 o'clock on Monday night for your live show, you're going to have to go live if those people cancel. So it does suck if you plan a show for somebody, a specific guest, which is what I did, and then they back out last minute, or they do what they did today and don't even respond to a message. So that will be con number 2. Now, the last pro that I'll leave you with, or maybe we'll do con number 3, and then we'll do pro number 3, just so we end on a good note. So con number 3 is, in my opinion, is that you as the host are going to be on your toes a little bit more than maybe you would like, and you're going to look potentially even a tiny bit worse at podcasting than maybe you are, because you're live. Sometimes when I meet people, right, if we're doing the show at 6, sometimes people show up at 6. And then we start at 6:15 or 6:30, whatever. We start late because people show up late. I don't even get a chance to talk to these people really, and it's the first time I'm meeting them. And sometimes people are really talkative. Other times they're not. Sometimes, you're asking people about anything, and they're just giving you one-word answers. And as a podcast host, dude, I got to keep it rolling because we live. If it's edited, I would prefer them not give a one-word answer, but I know I could eventually get them into something that they'll talk about. And then you could edit the podcast up however you please. But live, you don't have that. You don't have I don't want to say it's a crutch, but you don't have the advantage of cutting out dead spaces or segments that maybe you're not super proud of, or other things like that, which I do think in turn has made me a better podcast host. Maybe that's just my opinion, because I've had to think on my feet a lot more. And I've had some episodes with great people that just don't have a lot to say, and people that have done production work on this show know that sometimes I'm working triple overtime to make sure that we're not having dead air, and that things are staying entertaining and stuff. So that would be con number 3, is that you as the host are going to be on your toes and potentially look a little bit worse at the gig than you actually are. Then What is someone saying now? Oh, okay, so we got people in the comment. I'll get to that in a second. Then for my pro number 3, people. Pro number 3 would be that people get to interact with the show if it's live. So when people are live, like right now, I just got stopped for a second to look at the live chat. But it is fun when we're talking about shit. We're talking about a specific topic or something, or I'm asking for people's opinion on things, and then people can give it to you in real time. That adds a different layer of connectivity to the show. It adds a different layer of intimacy that you can't get if it's just a comment section on a video. Don't get me wrong, we do pre-recorded episodes too every once in a while. I'm not saying don't leave a comment on that. I appreciate that, and I do look at them. I'm not Mr. Beast. I got time. But it's something cool that we have that other shows can't do, because we allow for that. And doing it live, sometimes a certain comment, we've had it many times on this show where certain comments become then a segment on the show, where now we're talking about whatever this person commented for 5-10 minutes. So doing it live gives your audience a chance to do that, and gives you a chance to be spontaneous in a way that's really fun. So that would be the 3 pros, I would say, and the 3 cons of doing a live podcast. Now, we're doing a live podcast, so we got some live chat stuff in here. Let's see what people were saying. I feel like saying hi too, says Coco. Okay, what's up, Coco? I saw Taylor and joined. I knew you was gonna do that. That's why I did it, bro. I'm a master marketer. Okay, that's what I be on. I got a degree in this shit, bro. McKenna, you being a Z fighter for Halloween. I am a Taylor Swift hater. That isn't what? My mom says that she downloaded 2 movies from Netflix. Dude, F Netflix, bro. We've been hating on Netflix all day. Johnny Fluger says it's corny to hate Taylor Swift now. You don't have to like her music, but to hate her is corny. You got a response to that or no? No response to that. Hey, I agree, dude. I love Taylor Swift. Well, I like her music. I don't love Taylor Swift. I gotta be honest. I don't follow her. But I do love her music though. So and I mean that like legit, bro. Like 22 is a bop. I like the old shit though, and people tell me I'm supposed to get the Taylor's version of some of them. I think I have the Taylor's version of a couple of them. I don't know, someone can audit my playlist for me and get me set up with the right ones. Not that deep in the lore, but I like the music. And I've heard she's good live. My sister said it was life changing. But yeah, so I'm a fan, I guess you could say. McKenna says she refuses to be Krillin. I think that would be cool. I think Coco's gonna be Boo. That would be fun. You could be Taylor Swift though. No. Yeah, no talk back. That says Johnny. Yeah, dude, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at, guys. Taylor Swift's out here raising the stock prices of the NFL single-handedly and trying to stay away from controversy. Hopefully, moving forward. We've got people canceling on the show. We got the pros and cons of doing a live podcast, and we got Netflix trying to take our money in a new way by opening up a brick and mortar location. That's going to be apparently a themed restaurant. I will say that's the one thing. I think we need more themed restaurants, but they can't be on some bullshit, bro. Like, I don't think a themed restaurant can really work as like a restaurant. Like, I think do like a Krusty Krab, right? Like, they could do a Krusty Krab, and they could do one at, what is that owned by? Nickelodeon, so that's Universal probably. Do one crazy, super high-end one at Universal. But if they just did like fast casual themed restaurants, I think that's how you bring them back. Because I loved Rainforest Cafe as a kid. We went only like 3 times in my life, but it was the best 3 nights of my life. And I've since been as an adult, and first off, they got rid of all the fish, which was whack. And second, the shit was like, you're getting Applebee's level food. Again, I mean, I'm not shitting on Applebee's because I fuck with Applebee's, but you're paying like $30 for a plate that should cost you, maybe 12 to 15. And they're, because it's the theme or whatever. It's like, nah, we got to figure a way to make it cheaper then. Figure out a way to make, they cannot cost me that much. Because then I should just go to Applebee's. Like, the theme is not worth that much more. So I'm thinking if they do like a fast casual, right? Like how Noodles and Company works, or how Qdoba works, or Chipotle, right? Something like where you just go up and order, but you're in like a fun place. I guess what would be a fun like IP to do a themed restaurant around? Like what's a property that you're a fan of? Yeah. Is there like anything that would be cool to do?
I think like any, I don't know, like Disney does all like that.
Yeah, no, but they do them at their place.
Yeah.
We need one. We don't want to.
Type of show or.
Well, I'm trying to think of it. I can't. I'm blanking. So maybe you can't do any themed restaurants.
Or what about Medieval Times?
Medieval Times is cool. If you guys have heard of Medieval Times, is that like a chain? It's not a chain, right? That's just around here.
I don't know.
Yeah, Medieval Times is cool. That's like old timey jousting and shit, and you get like a big turkey leg. But yeah, dude, they just gotta make this shit cheaper, bro. We gotta make it cheaper. I need to pay the same price as it does for me, the same price as it costs for me to eat a mac and cheese at Noodles and Company, but just have it be somewhere cool, bro, like Kami's house, or okay, just no, you're not mic'd up, so don't do that. But the point of those restaurants is you order and leave. If I'm eating at the Krusty Krab, I want to stay. No, that's what I'm saying. We make it like Starbucks-esque, like the vibe of a Starbucks. And some people chill and do, because they got free Wi-Fi at Noodles and shit. But like, that's what I'm saying. We make it like you just go up and order, so there's no like server involved type thing. We make it so that it's got enough space for people to chill and hang out, do work if they want, or just vibe and watch SpongeBob on the TV, but you could hang out in the Krusty Krab. You know what I'm saying? Like make it big enough where it could do that, but it just fast casual, so it's not like this whole big thing where we're not trying to pretend that this burger that they got at the same wholesaler that Applebee's gets their burger from, but this one we're putting a big KK on it and being like, oh, this one is worth $30. Like we just can't do that, is what I'm saying. Make it fun, make it cheap though. Yeah, no, see slower turnaround for tables. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, just fucking fast casual, bro. I'm telling you, it will work. It will work. I'm going to leave you guys with that. This has been the 225th episode of Dtalks Podcast. I feel like I didn't have a whole lot going on, and I'm sorry if that's how you felt. I know we got into some stuff, but you know, let's just say it like it is, bro. Canceling the day of is whack. Anyway, actually no, not canceling the day of. Ghosting the day of is whack, bro. You whack. You played yourself. I'm reading DJ Khaled's book right now. So you played yourself. And yeah, this has been the 225th episode of the podcast. I got to thank the patrons. That's what I got to do. Got to thank the people, man, for keeping the lights on. If you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra podcasts, extra videos, a whole series where I break down how I make every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/Darren Rita. You can help support the channel for as little as $1. Got some cool stuff on there. Got some really fun stuff coming up for Patreon. But yeah, check that out. Also check out Go Nuts. They sponsored another episode of the Dtalks Podcast tonight. You can use code Rita47 to save some extra money on that. But aside from that, guys, I've been me, you've been you. And I will see you guys next week for the Halloween episode. Peace.